Since the beginning of time, God had always intended nature to serve man. From the land, we grow our food. From the seas, we catch fish and other seafoods. And from all the different wonderful things that we call nature, we experience the joy of living. Nature was also designed to be a rich resource, continually renewing itself, providing abundantly, sustaining this generation and generations to come. Today, our natural resources are being depleted in disastrous proportions. In 1575, our virgin forests were estimated to be 27.5 million hectares. By 1994, our virgin forests had been reduced substantially to 800,000 hectares, less than 1 million hectares. Coral reefs serve as homes for all kinds of marine life. Here, fish and other forms of marine life breed and feed. When the coral reef is in excellent condition, more fish abound its waters. Today, only 5.3% of our coral reefs are still in excellent condition. Up to 30.5% of our coral reefs are in poor condition. And this is one reason why many of our waters do not have much fish to catch. Mangroves are an important part of the ecosystem. For example, mangroves serve as effective traps of sediment and as a nursery for young fish. The bigger the mangrove, the more fish. In the early 1900s, our mangrove forests covered approximately 450,000 hectares. Today, this area has shrunk to only 150,000 hectares. These are just some of the examples of how severely damaged our natural resources are. Several interrelated factors are contributing to the devastation of our natural resources. Among these are indiscriminate cutting of trees, destructive fishing techniques, kaingin and other unsuitable farming methods, forest fires due to negligence, pollution from industrial wastes, unregulated mining of corals and shells and catching of tropical fish, conversion of mangrove into fish pond and cutting of mangrove trees, lack of awareness about nature conservation, pressure on the resources due to the increasing number of people and poverty. Poverty has been identified as the cause and the effect. For example, many times due to poverty, people have no choice but to cut down trees indiscriminately, to use as firewood or to sell as timber, to earn a little money. When more and more trees are being cut down, it leads to soil erosion, which results in more floods, depleted water supply for farms, leading to unproductive lands, lower harvests for the farmers, resulting in lower incomes, leading to even more widespread poverty. In 1991, rural poverty accounted for nearly 2/3 of the country's total population. And since our population is increasing rapidly, the problem becomes even bigger. It is indeed a vicious cycle. The solution lies in stopping this vicious cycle. This is the vision behind the Community-Based Resource Management Project, or CBRMP. Its objectives are to reduce poverty and environmental degradation through support for community-based projects that focus on natural resources management. The CBRMP believes in using a self-help approach. The project had its beginnings in the Central Visayas Regional Project, or the CVRP, which piloted the community-based management concept. For example, in Negros Oriental, the CVRP was successful in getting upland communities involved in rehabilitating forests that were badly damaged by the kaingin method. They were also taught better farming methods, alternative livelihoods, among others. Today, these communities not only learn to believe in their own capabilities, they are also better organized, more self-reliant, and the people are earning more than ever before. The success of CVRP led to the creation of the CBRMP. Broadly defined, The CBRMP strategy is to support the community through projects that not only provide a livelihood for its people, but also help rehabilitate the damaged natural resources in their area. 3 categories are eligible for financing under the CBRMP. 1. Upland agriculture and community-based forestry. Projects that help solve problems such as erosion, deforestation, flooding, sedimentation, and decreased fertility of the land. 2. Coastal and nearshore fisheries. The rehabilitation of damaged marine resources and denuded mangrove areas. 3. Small-scale rural infrastructure. The improvement of roads and social sector infrastructures. Through its various components, the CBRMP aims to improve the capabilities of our people at the barangay and community level, as well as the national government agencies, or NGAs. The concept is expected to gain the enthusiastic support of its community beneficiaries because it will involve the people who will stand to benefit directly from these initiatives. Its self-help approach teaches people in the community to initiate, plan, implement, supervise, and manage their own projects. At the same time, NGAs are able to transfer new technologies, improve their implementation of environmental policies, among others. In brief, this is how the CBRMP works. The community prepares a project proposal according to guidelines set by the CBRMP, which are consistent with the municipal and provincial development plan of the area. Through their local government unit, or LGU, they indicate their interest to participate via a letter of intent to the Municipal Development Fund, or the MDF, which is funded primarily by the World Bank. Funds are coursed through the MDF rural window. Depending on various criteria set by CBRMP, the Municipal Development Fund will provide financial assistance to the LGU in the form of loan and grant. The loan component will be as low as 20%, while the grant portion could be as high as 70% of the total cost of the project. The LGU will contribute 10%, either in the form of labor material, cash, or a combination thereof. Upon approval of the project, funds are then released to the LGU, who is responsible for project implementation, disbursement of funds, and supervision. To further assist the communities every step of the way, NGAs such as the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, the Department of Interior and Local Government, the Department of Agriculture, the National Economic and Development Authority will have representatives at the local levels. 4 poverty-stricken regions of the country have been identified as the priority areas of the project. These areas were targeted on the basis of the extent of ecological damage of their natural resources and incidence of poverty. Eventually, the CBRMP plans to widen its coverage to reach other regions and to broaden the scope of its categories. The Community-Based Resource Management Project aims to bring people and communities together, working as one, to rehabilitate and restore nature, so that through its rich bounties, it is able to provide abundantly for all its inhabitants now and in the future. Indeed, the earth does not belong to our generation alone. It belongs to our children and our children's children. For their sake, let us care for it.